Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, fine. You?
Good.
So yeah, congratulations on The Stylist. It's an amazing movie.
Thank you so much.
It was a short movie at the beginning, right? It started off as.
Yes.
So where did the original story come from?
It actually the idea dawned on me because I've been a professional hairstylist for over like 15 years now and a horror fan forever. And it just was like, how is there not already a horror movie about a killer hairstylist? It's just what first happened. And then I went from there kind of more the route I preferred, which is kind of more psychological thriller mixed with a slasher. But it kind of just first starts came to me because I was like, how does that like a big, slasher not already exist like that?
Mhm.
And I only had the experience of one short film at the time, so decided making a short first made more sense while we kind of developed the feature and to get more experience, and in the end we
Mhm.
could use it, as like a way to pitch the film.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
And so how was your first experience in like making a feature film then, like a full? How was that for you?
It was the most fun, awesome experience ever, but also a very, intense, overwhelming, uh, challenging thing. But I think that's kind of I, what a lot of us and definitely me are love about filmmaking is it's like
Mhm.
this intense thing that once you start shooting, it's kind of just like everyone's in it together. We have to problem solve anything that might come our way. Um, but we had like a dream team on this somehow. It is a independent film. We didn't have a gigantic budget by any means, so we had a really passionate team that we somehow made it without, I had such a huge support team. I was so nervous because with shorts I'm used to doing a lot more on my own, but with this we had such a big team. I realized like, oh wow, I have all these people to like that are doing all those things and I can trust them, and it was really exciting to finally do it. And I can't wait to do it again.
So yeah, the cast in this movie is amazing. How did you find Najara? I hope I pronounced it correctly. How did you
Yes,
come across her?
I first saw her in the horror film Contracted. I got to actually, I saw it at a film festival and she was there. So I got to meet her just briefly, and she stuck with me because she's just such a striking, uh, looking person and such an incredible actor. So in Contracted, you kind of, she carries that film, and you see her kind of fall apart. So it was almost a year later that I was starting to think about like who would be Claire, and auditioned some local actors where I'm from in Kansas City, but she kept coming to mind. And so I reached out a couple people that kind of like knew her through people and see if I could get the script to her, and she liked it and like wanted to talk to me right away. And I feel like since have kind of been working together. That was almost 7 years ago, honest, or six
Oh,
years ago that we shot the short film, which is
wow.
crazy to think. I don't know
Uh,
how.
did she have like much experience in like hairstyling, or did you sit with her like a lot just to explain it to her how it all works?
She did not. But she did a lot of preparation for it. She even got one of the like hair mannequins that we use in like a hair school to practice on,
Okay.
and just kind of get familiar with it. But it's a hard thing to play like you've been doing it for 15
Mhm.
years. It's just kind of that's just like a natural thing. But she did do lots of work on it. And we actually have in like all the close-ups of blow drying and hair washing are someone else's hands. They're our production designer, Sarah Sharp, who's
Okay.
also has a cosmetology license. So she has like stunt hands, a
Oh,
double
great.
hands, only in the close-ups. But she did have to do a lot to, look natural at that stuff, which
Mhm.
I wanted it to look as natural as it could without
Yeah.
having all that experience.
yeah, it looks very natural to me. I mean, the way she stands behind the chair and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
So in the movie, I mean, I don't want to spoil too much, but Claire doesn't only cut people's hair when they're alive. So when you do the close up and when she like scalps the people, how do you start a scene like this? Because I mean, with the makeup and how does everything get involved for that one?
It's a very challenging thing to shoot because yeah, you have to you have to plan it based on how the makeup, how long that takes to put on, and what order does it make sense to shoot it in so that we don't have to, for the least amount of cleanup until the very end of the day. But that stuff is also really nerve-wracking because we never know exactly how it's going to go till we do it. But I'm so happy with how disgusting all the gore looks in the movie. But we had challenges on set that we're always like, throw more blood on it if something's going wrong. But the scalping is a very challenging like effect to build, and but it's fun, it's exciting. I have some of them behind me right here.
Oh really? Those are the ones you used?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And so were those the most difficult scenes to shot, or did you have any more scenes that were like, yeah, very difficult?
That's hard to say. Yeah, there were a lot of challenging things in this movie because this special effects are always kind of the most nerve-wracking because you can't control, you don't know if it's going to go how you hope until you just do it. And but so those were kind of our biggest days. Like you would shoot just the scalping all day long. But the other challenging things were we had bigger scenes with lots of extras, and that's just a lot to coordinate. Luckily we have a whole big team coordinating that together, but that's the first time I dealt with big scenes of extras. Luckily I get to focus just on the lead actors, but it's just kind of a lot to be around at once. And the wedding scene is definitely a challenging scene to shoot.
Oh yeah, with like with all the people and stuff.
Yeah. And just I think the personal pressure of knowing that I want it to be like, this is the end of the movie and I want it to be a certain, but trying not to let anyone feel that pressure.
Yeah, how was it, like the relief when like the last scene was shot? How was it? It must have been like, it's done now.
Yeah, that was honestly one of the most challenging days, and we had a day off luckily after, but we still shot for like at least another week after that. But it was interesting to be like, wow, we just shot the end of the movie. It felt very surreal because we were still shooting a lot more. But yeah, it was quite an experience, an emotional experience for all of us.
I think I have just more time for one more question. What's next for you? Do you already have like other projects you're working on?
Yeah, it's funny. I keep saying I'm still working on the Stylist in so many ways. We're putting together lots of like exciting extras and but yeah, I'm actually attached to like a couple of projects right now as director, and one with the duo who wrote Porno, the film that Fangoria put out last year. Not an actual pornography, which is fine, but that's not what it is. It's a thriller horror again that is like kind of a very female focused story. I really connected to it right away. Kind of the experience of dealing with, I felt like it was like a horror version of what it's like to deal with men who don't know how to take no for an answer, or don't understand like they're just your friend, and that's never going to be more than that. It was really interesting, like metaphor for what that's like to deal with, and so I'm excited, but I can't talk about it in too much detail yet.
Okay. I totally understand. Well, thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.
I hope the Stylist will be watched by many people all over the world, and so good luck with that and every movie after that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi. Right this way. So, what's the plan?
I wish my hair would do that. But we all want what we don't have. we all want what we don't have.
Claire, this is amazing. Can't wait to see this with the dress.
Oh, neither can I. So, how's the wedding madness?
Getting married turns you into such a narcissist. I am actually nervous.
It's gonna be great. I love you.
Tell me about you, Claire.
I do hair. You get to go in and out of people's lives. You hear stories.
The hairstylist. She's creepy. Doesn't Lynn actually know her?
You give life advice.
I guess we all want what we don't have.
It's almost like having a family.
Are you okay?